Hello and welcome, Exiles, to a look at my Trickster I've been working on over the past week and a half in a hardcore solo self-found run. I decided I want to challenge myself and see how far I could get. And unfortunately, just yesterday, our run ended because I had a bit of a brain lag. Yesterday was a pretty long stream. This is at the very end. I just told myself, I'll just finish Maven and Uber Elder and then I'll stop. Then I'll end the stream. For full context, this stream I had walked about 9 miles. I've been starting walking on a under the desk treadmill, and I was very tired. And essentially, the one thing that could really kill this character is a very big one hit like a Maven memory game. And I had a bit of a brain lapse of which way the memory game was, which is something I shouldn't mess up at all. I've done memory games plenty of times. I shouldn't be messing up memory games. They're generally fairly easy, I would say. But I had a complete lapse of brain thought. And instead of logging here, I just slowly start walking towards the other side.
Oh my word, what am I doing? Oh,
And
I'm so stupid.
Immediate regret sets in.
Stupid. Oh my word, I'm so stupid.
I can't say much about that other than that was a very embarrassing death. I had plenty of time where I could have logged there initially, but there's a thing where I don't play hardcore much. I'm not really like mentally locked into the log out, I'm in danger, log out. That's not like a reaction that is innate to me because I don't play hardcore that much. And this is one of those easy ones where you should just log out. It had plenty of time to do it. The second time it went the wrong way and it went red, I should have been logging out, and I didn't do that. But so my character died. Now, regardless of my character dying, I still want to show it to you because I had a lot of fun playing it and making this character. And I want to just give you guys a little look at what the character was. So, our character, we took a lot of time in Graveyard making some good, basically chaos inoculation gear. I'm gonna go hover over the pieces so you can see the stuff we made in Graveyard, and then, we did Graveyard mostly, a little bit of IDing off the ground, a little bit of double corrupting here and there, stuff like that. The defensive layers for this character were basically the classic CI Trickster, whereas we have a lot of evasion and we have Ghost Dance. So for example, we have, 47,000 evasion, 52,000 evasion, 52,000 evasion. We had 80 plus max res. We had Fizz taken as chaos here, Fizz taken as lightning on the helmet here. We had suppression, 100% cap suppression with the 66% prevention if on full ES from the 10% from the Trickster node Spellbreaker. We had Spellbreaker recharge. I even had something that I actually really liked and I might recommend for people in the future, which is when you're playing a character like Trickster, faster start of energy shield recharge is actually a fairly good stat. And the way it works is, essentially, if we don't take damage, you'll see it has energy shield recurrence rate is 134%. Energy shield recharge starts after 2 seconds of not taking damage with 120% faster start of recharge between our shield and our body armor. That actually goes all the way down to about like 0.8 seconds or something. It's a very fast, like if we stop taking damage for a very short portion of time, the recharge will start and it'll go all the way until we're full with Wicked Ward. Oh, it felt so smooth. There was basically nothing that could touch us except for a very big one shot, which is exactly what I died to because I have the reaction speed of a snail. Anyways, and then we had some clusters on the outside. We were running Tempest Shield for shock immunity and some spell block, Malevolence for some damage, Discipline for some ES, and some faster recharge rate. Our recharge was about 7,000 recharge per second. Anyways, this is the setup we had. I will go ahead and, I will give you a showcase, but to give you a showcase, I need to swap this character from SSF standard to actual standard. So that way I can actually showcase what the character looks like. Now, I wanted to take this character. My goal was, hey, maybe if we get to Ubers, that'd be cool. I was going to push it as far as I could. Unfortunately, we died to, just a very, very stupid mistake. But anyways, let's go ahead and showcase this. I guess my standard atlas doesn't even have Maven yet, but I'll showcase a Minotaur real quick to give you an idea of what the character looked like. We had a ton of defenses, not the highest damage. I'll say this, I think Chaos Dot's probably just an average level ability, and in current day and age, average is kind of bad. There's basically like out of 10, 15 skills that are just twice to 3 times to 4 times better than the average level skills, and it makes the other things bad by comparison, but I had a lot of fun playing this skill. As you can see, there was a nice little contagion spread there. I want to talk about the highlight of this build for me was Blight of Contagion. This ability right here has the base DPS of about 600 at level 20. You'll see it has +2 levels from R1, but base DPS is about 600 at level 20, and it goes up to 5 stacks, which is about 3k base degen. Now, I want to take note of this because the difference is when you compare it to something like Essence Drain only goes to 1500, so it's about twice the damage, and it is Essence Drain. You have to like very small projectile. It moves slow at base speed. It's hard to hit the enemy. It takes some time, whereas Blight of Contagion, from my player experience here, is pretty much just like, I put it down, and then just instantly, it will be easy for it to go spread. Like, it doesn't require much of aiming or thought process. It's just very, very quick to just contagion whatever you can, and then just let it just contagion out and spread. And the contagion we have on like increased AoE and stuff, and that's exactly what's happening. You contagion a little bit, it'll just spread away, and it's just oh so satisfying. I have to say, of builds I've played, Contagion, it's pretty next level in terms of spread. There's something satisfying about just seeing a bunch of monsters chain blow up, but there's a different satisfying to like the spread of a disease going around that is Contagion, and I really like that. I really enjoy the satisfying playstyle of just being like, let me put down a little bit of Contagion and then let it just go spread out. I don't have a lot of AoE investment on this character. It's mainly just I have Intensify and increased AoE on the Contagion support, but it still was very enjoyable and satisfying to see that take place, and it made for a very fun mapping experience. I really enjoyed the character. Overall, the character was very strong defensively, and it was a lot of fun to play, and it was actually a decent mapper in terms of like the Contagion spread. Just put Contagion down, then do Blight on top of it, and then it just watch it spread. Now, the biggest weakness of Chaos Dot, the elephant in the room, the damage was still pretty subpar. I was working through it, making upgrades to damage, trying to search for basically, trying to get an amulet that gave more than 14 dot multi. Eventually, I could either go for a +2 dot multi style amulet, or even I was trying to farm Heist for a Simplex or Focus amulet. Would have been a huge upgrade for our character. So stuff like that you can go for. There's also the scenarios where when you're crafting a big weapon upgrade, getting % damage, dot multi, other stuff like that could make this weapon better. If I wasn't playing hardcore, I could go for like probably more damage on my shield, like spell damage or +1 chaos, stuff like that. There are areas to improve the damage. Getting awakened gems would be one way. I was technically just got awakened Void Benip. Actually, I got it twice for my skills, but you don't get the +1 from awakened Void Benip until you level it all the way up. So the point is, there's a lot of areas to push more damage than what we have here, but I was happy with it, and it did fine for what I was using it for the most part. We are also using, you see here, these green eyes that appear for me. That is me inflicting 8 wither stacks with, what's it called? Withering Step. And so that's how we're getting our wither. Our withers from Withering Step last around, I think, 6 or 7 seconds. And I can proc it about once per, I don't know, 3 seconds or whatever it is. So we can get max withers with Withering Step. I ended up finding out I like this a lot better than things like totems, because totems are unreliable. They seem to die a lot, and it just wasn't necessarily ideal. And there's the this happens, I think, whenever you go back and you go complete a map in standard, where it goes back through and gives you all your completion back. It's just kind of funny to watch. Anyways, this is the Chaos Dot Trickster. I'll include a POV below. I did this character all the way from a fresh start in Hardcore Solo Self-Found. Took it all the way to Maven, and then we died to something silly. I think we would have been probably fine as long as I didn't misplay that Maven to do Uber Elder very easily. And we would have been working our way towards doing Ubers, which would have been basically just a matter of getting more damage and upgrading. And that's what I was working towards. I wanted to share this character, though, because I had a lot of fun playing it. And I have to say, from my experience with Blight of Contagion, I think there's something here that's just really satisfying. As long as you can get actually good trade league gear in terms of damage, it's never going to be a necessarily OP damage, but it's going to be enough where it's going to feel really good to play with in terms of like the map contagion clear, stuff like that, and can be quite satisfying. So anyways, this is the Chaos Dot Trickster. Damage isn't great, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I was playing Hardcore Solo Self-Found. And the thing is, I still kind of want to try to kill Ubers, so I'm going to run back another Hardcore Solo Self-Found If you want to check it out, I'll be streaming it all, and this time I'm going to run it back as let's do Cold Dot this time instead. I want to try out Wintertide Brand. I think Wintertide Brand's good. I did a 10D challenge with it recently. I thought it did pretty well for the gear I had on it. We'll see what we can do with it. Anyways, as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little look into the Chaos Trickster. This was the character we ran, and had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the look. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, and peace out.